And he says, our Texas classrooms should be places of learning, not distractions. That's why I filed HB 4814, the F.U.R.R.I.E.S Act.
The F.U.R.R.I.E.S Act? Excellent naming scheme.
Forbidding unlawful representation of role-playing in educational spaces.
Ain't no way bro really tried to make the acronym work this hard. Y'all already know what it is, baby. What's shaking? You saw title and thumbnails. Apparently, they're getting F.U.R.R.I.E.S up out of here. I ain't gonna lie, we gotta see him gone. Last time I even heard about anything with a furry was with Nova's Online when he was doing that baby furry jump with the whole diapers and jump. We gonna see him later. But apparently out in Texas, yo, they banning furries and jumps from schools, and seems pretty reasonable. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I might have just burned, like bleeded some of my audience or whatever, but yo, we gotta cut ties, we gotta burn some bridges somewhere though. And if this is the bridge I'm burning, I'm glad. I'll be humanity's last soldier. Tough. I ain't gonna cap. But yeah, we gotta get into it, talk about this John, cause Trilly talks everything. Trilly gonna yap about this one. So let's get right into it. I ain't gonna lie, man. Shout out Cam Nuggets. We got Texas is banning furries from schools. Y'all already know what it is. If you wanna watch the original video, OG vid, down description, first link. Go shout out to Cam Nuggets. Been watching Cam Nuggets for a hot ass minute. Do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have some bad news. I have been banned from Texas. The reason why I've been banned is because they have officially banned students from being furries.
I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that.
Ladies and gents, put those cat ears away, put those tails up, because we have some serious business to discuss. Now, this is a serious bill that is being passed from a representative named Stan Gertis over in Texas, and he says our Texas classrooms should be places of learning, not distractions. That's why I filed HB 4814, the F.U.R.R.I.E.S Act.
The F.U.R.R.I.E.S Act? Excellent naming scheme.
Forbidding unlawful representation of role-playing in educational spaces.
Ain't no way bro really tried to make the acronym work this hard.
To ensure that public schools are not accommodating or allowing disruptive furry role-playing behaviors. Ladies and gentlemen, this is extremely based. I do not think that there's a huge problem with furries, you know what I mean? Like, keep kids out of it. Don't do anything like super gross and perverted.
That's the thing. And that's, I guess, nah, I still ain't justifying it. I ain't gonna lie. If you a furry, I'm gonna look at you and look you a little bit off. But yeah, for the most part, like, do your thing. If that don't make you happy, hey, that's you. But yeah, keep the kids out of it. Because, like, Nova's Online wasn't keeping the kids out of it. Not at all whatsoever. But yeah, if you're gonna be on this tip, please keep the children away.
Generate, and for the most part, I don't care. You know, if you want to cosplay as an animal or Sonic or some type of OC original character, whatever the case may be, go ahead, do it, have fun. But there's an issue when people start going into public areas and, you know, schools in this case, and they want to act like they're an animal. They want to nuzzle. That's cringe, bro. We need to just outright ban cringy.
Nigga said, ooh. Bro, I fucking hate myself. I truly do. Nobody clipped that shit.
Stuff in general, ban brain rot, ban cringe, and this is just one step in the right direction, ladies and gentlemen. No distractions, no theatrics, just education. While school mascots, theater performances, and dress-up days remain part of school spirit, this bill ensures that students and teachers can focus on academics, not on bizarre and unhealthy disruptions. Texas schools are for educating kids, not indulging in radical trends. Let's keep the focus where it belongs, on preparing students for success in life. And I can agree with this. I truly can completely agree with this.
I'm saying it's not really much to disagree with. I mean, like, yo, listen, again, if you want to be doing this, John, on your own time, hey, listen, by all means, go ahead and do your thing then, babe. But I ain't gonna cap to you, like, when it comes to, like, the public areas, especially school, where heads are supposed to be learning, they not learning for real. Especially not in school these days, bro. We chat GPTing it up, bro. Heads is turning into the most AI-filled essays I've ever seen, bro. And I can't even blame him, because, like, bro, AI, you can ask AI anything now, bro. Just learn anything. It's kind of wild. But, like, even still, you're there to obviously get an education, here to obviously learn. So when stuff like this is going on, and you see, yo, there's a ton of videos out there. There's so many comps to this, bro, where heads are crashing out in school, whether it be with heads with furries and junk like that, which there are a ton of videos of those too. But just in general, heads crashing out doing this junk. So, hey, listen, if they want to do this junk, get it out because of this, because of education, even if that might be a copium junk, because you know I'd be. But yeah, like, I cannot be mad at them for this.
I think that school is for learning. There's certain things that are banned. There's certain things that are allowed. And furries should not be a thing. I'm an older person. I'm an old fart with a receding hairline.
I don't know what. I guess I'm old too, bro. 21 old as shit. 21 unk status to y'all.
I haven't been in school for quite some time, and I didn't know that there were like furries and animal role players, animal cosplayers running around. And if there were, I've been completely out of the loop. I want to know what you think. I want to hear your guys' best, most insane stories about some of your classmates who were running around in their, lion costumes, getting their freak on, because it's absolutely berserk that this is even a law. But I completely stand for it. I truly do. Now, just to play a little bit of the devil's advocate here, I decided to look up furries in Texas schools, and this is what I found.
Furries eating out of dog bowls? Oh, great.
On an article from 3 years ago, furries eating out of dog bowls at school. Texas district debunks GOP's hopeful claim. And we can see, people are saying things like
wait, what the?
Cafeteria tables are being lowered in certain middle and high schools to allow furries to eat without utensils or eat from their hands.
Nah, get the fuck out of here. Because I totally understand being inclusive and all that type of shit, but we're lowering the whole fucking cafeteria tables? Bro, nah, bro. Come on.
Like a dog eats from a bowl.
Nah, come on.
Evans did not provide any evidence. Now, a spokesperson from the Round Rock...
Like, if that was something that was fake, I wouldn't be surprised. That just doesn't even sound real. Like, they are not doing... Like, I could not... Who is coming out to lower the tables every time? Who is doing this?
Independent school district said Evans' claims were false. This is not happening in Round Rock ISD schools.
Because I'm like, yo, what?
The spokesperson told McClathy News. It's not even a possible option.
That's what I'm about to say. Most cafeteria joints can't even lower, because, again, if y'all don't know, the boss, a teacher, like, obviously, and everyone's been to fucking school, but, like, yeah, at least the table that she got, you can't lower them johns, bro. They, like, fold up. They, like, them johns where, like, you gotta push them together with the wheels, bro. There's no way to lower them shits.
The remark by Evans follows reports that litter boxes were placed on school grounds in Michigan for people who identify as furries.
This is 100% not true. This is a violation of so much shit. Is unbelievable. That cannot be true. That cannot be true for, like, so many fucking reasons. It's unbelievable.
Those remarks, like the one in Texas, were deemed false.
Thank God.
Let me be clear in this communication. There is no truth whatsoever to this false statement and accusation. Mm-hmm. There have never been litter boxes within MPS schools.
And I would hope so not, because, like, I mean, word. I would hope not so, because, like, bro, I can't even grammar. Like, this is a bit off. No one's about to be using a litter box out in the public and open, exposing, their private areas, their genitalia and all that type of shit. Like, bro, this is the quickest way for the whole board to go. We gonna send y'all packing. The whole John is cooked.
That's about all I could find relating to, like, the litter box situation. Again, there could be more out there that I'm missing, and I would love to know more. If you guys have a link, if you guys can link me to any articles or any type of evidence, I am more than willing to check it out and, maybe provide an update on my furry fans out there. But yeah, it seems like this law is kind of focusing on something that doesn't exist. I've given my thoughts. I don't think that belongs in schools, and it seems like these schools agree with that, and that stuff's not really happening. I'm just reading public articles. Again, I'm not in every school. I have not looked into every single article, so I don't really know. But this article from about 3 years ago kind of goes against what we're learning about today. Now, here's a further description of what the exact law is going to be. Representative Stan Gertis files bill to prevent distracting and unhealthy furry behavior in Texas schools. State Representative Stan Gertis today announced the filing of the House bill, the F.U.R.R.I.E.S Act. I think that's an amazing name, hilarious. Which would
I'm just so like I said at the beginning, I'm so mad that the acronym they really tried to put as many words in this jump so it can match. That is like what are we doing?
Prohibit the accommodation or allowance of any distracting or unhealthy role-playing behavior commonly associated with the furry subculture inside Texas public schools. The furry movement involves individuals adopting anthropomorphic animal identities, often dressing in elaborate costumes and engaging in role-playing activities. Across the country, concerns have been raised that some schools even provided litter boxes for students identifying.
That was definitely claimed to be false because this would get the entire school shut down for sure.
Identifying as animals. Gertis filed this legislation in response to neighborhood concerns about a furry-related incident in Smithville ISD that was confirmed by the superintendent. Now, I actually tried Googling what this Smithville ISD furry incident was that the superintendent confirmed, and I couldn't find anything. Again, all I can find is stories about this ban that's really going
that's going down, more recent.
Affect me. I'm going to be completely banned from schools, guys. I can't wear my favorite...
No more furry cam nuggets?
...furry costumes. Obviously, I'm not a furry. Hopefully you guys can understand the irony, the jokes here. I'm not a furry. But back to the article. Rep. Gertis says his legislation ensures this radical and sometimes prurient behavior is never entertained or tolerated in Texas classrooms. I can't believe we have to do this, but we cannot allow these types of role-playing distractions to affect our students who are trying to learn, or our teachers and administrators who are trying to teach, said Representative Gertis. We just have to try to keep this nonsense out of our schools, period.
I agree.
This bill includes practical and obvious exceptions for school mascots, theater performances, and theme dressing days. However, it makes clear that classroom disruptions stemming from furry role-playing or the identification as non-human entities...
Yo, this shit is getting so crazy. I was just sitting here I just can't even believe this shit. They actually had to drop a fucking Furries Act for this. This is some bullshittery, bro. This should have been obvious from, day one.
Will not be tolerated. Oh, that's where they've crossed the line, ladies and gentlemen. Not only is no furry role-playing allowed, you cannot be an alien. There's no witches and warlocks and goblins and gremlins allowed anymore, ladies and gentlemen. If you are a non-human entity, you are banned from Texas. Get on out of here. Pack your bags. Pack your next bag to Comic-Con or wherever Freakzilla land you come
Summer Comic-Cat? I ain't gonna lie, has be going over to Japan.
From because you aren't allowed in Texas.
He said, it's getting a little lewd, boy. It's nah. I ain't catching y'all like that, jealous. Shoot, y'all not even catching me going outside the house.
That's just the way the cookie crumbles, my friends. Representative Gertis acknowledged that the bill is likely to draw opposition from the furry community, but made clear that his office will not entertain theatrics during the legislative process. I fully expect the subculture to show up in full furry vengeance at the
Okay, get the fuck out of here.
Committee hearing, said Gertis. But just to be clear, they won't be getting any litter boxes in the Texas Capitol. They'll have
definitely would hope not
to use the regular restrooms like the humans they are. I just know there's some
called y'all out. Say that's not really you though.
Furry out there right now, punching the air like a boxing bag with his face right on it. Representative Gertis's face. Yeah, take that. Claws out, going bananas, ladies and gentlemen. It's a funny world that we're living in. That this is a true thing. This is not some mumbo jumbo, some made up thing. This is completely real. Again, all over the news. Texas bill from the Union Bulletin. News.
Again, it's just more or less on a factor for me. As the world's getting more progressive, more and more things getting pointed out, you tend to realize how crazy things are truly getting. And again, I didn't even talk about politics and all that type of jazz, because by God, I don't even want to get on that shit. It's just more or less the factor, like, yo, the fact that like this has to be brought prevalently into the light, like, you know what I'm saying, like this is a major thing going on. It's just really crazy to see. You would think, Jones, like this is like the manner of how this should be handled would just be obvious. Like it wouldn't even have to get to the Furries Act.
This week, Dallas expressed to Center Square. This is a real thing. It is 2025. Furries are being banned. You better not show up to school in your furry costume. I told you already. I've read the rules. I've read the article. I've read the bill. And if you show up, you come expecting a litter box, you're going to be in for a world of trouble. All right? You better put those paws away because I don't want to see them. Neither does Representative Gertis of Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think down below about the Texas ban on furries. Personally, I think it's just funny. I'm out of school. I've been out of school for quite some time, and I'm not going to be pulling a 21 Jump Street or anything to find
we going back.
Out what the heck is going on behind the scenes. But
Man,
the fact that there are furries running around is quite worrisome. And if they ban them, I really have no issue with it. Get them out of schools. Again, like I say, go to Comic-Con, have fun, go to your furry conventions, leave the little ones out of it. You know, keep it PG, and I'm good for it for the most part. You know, what stays behind closed doors is your own business. Keep it out of the classrooms. Keep it out of the litter boxes. Peace out, my friends. Bye.
Yo, man, shout out Kim Nuggets. They already know what it is. Gangsta making a good videos out here. That was Texas is banning furry from schools. Of course, if you guys want to watch the OG video without the Trilly app, down in the description, first link, go share the love. Like I said, the Cam Nuggets. Cam Nuggets making a good videos out here, gang. Final piece of conjecture. I'm more with Cam Nuggets. I ain't gonna lie. Me personally, if you pulling up in a furry fit, or you doing all this, John, I'm finna look at you a little off. Can you really blame me for that? You pulling up in a whole fursona is getting wild. You know what I'm saying? But like, yo, if this is your hobby, you want to do this jump behind closed doors or whatever, you know what I'm saying, just chilling, enjoying this jump where you're not putting anyone in potential danger or being a threat to anyone potentially, obviously keeping the kids out of this jump, you know what I'm saying, and not really disturbing anybody while doing it. Hey, your hobbies is your own. If that jump make you happy, all love to you, all power to you. No cap. I'm just, hey, you pull up at me in your fursona, I'm finna be looking at you like, yo, what the fuck is going on? But hey, like I said, listen, heads gonna enjoy what they want to enjoy. Just make sure you're not harming nobody. Behind closed doors as well. You know what I'm saying? Please. Shout out Kim Nuggets again, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm finna catch y'all on the flip, baby. Peace.